Thanksgiving, and we wanted to share that with you guys this morning. So I would like to start our play now. Are you guys ready? In 1606, a group of people called Pilgrims were living in England. They loved God and they wanted to worship Him in their own way, so they met secretly for prayer. This was against the law, and King James made all the rules for the church, but the Pilgrims liked the rules of the Bible. King James, put those Bibles away. The Pilgrims, under the leadership of William Brewster, continued their meetings, and King James got angrier and angrier. The Pilgrims decided to move to Holland. They could worship as they pleased and have their own church. They lived there 11 years, but then there was word that Spain and Holland may go to war. If Spain won, the Pilgrims would be under the leadership of a Catholic king and have to worship his way. Life in Holland was hard. They did not have much money, they could not grow their own food, and they had to live in the city.
We cannot stand here. Our children will forget how to speak English. Let's go to America. We can speak English in America. We can have our own church. We can have our own food.
The Pilgrims got on a ship called the Speedwell. It sailed to England to meet with other people going to America. The Speedwell was not strong enough for the big ocean, so all the people had to crowd together on the Mayflower. The Pilgrims had to sneak past the king to get on the Mayflower. There were 102 people crowded on the ship. Even though it was very crowded, the Pilgrims still remembered to thank God every morning.
Dear God, thank you for letting us trip to America. Amen.
The weather got bad. It was cold and the waves were big. One storm almost turned over the ship. All the people had to stay down inside the ship when the weather was bad. There was no fresh air. Many people got sick. Miss Hopkins gave birth to a baby boy.
We're called Oceanics.
The Pilgrims were thin and tired. They had been at sea for more than 2 months. Finally, the Pilgrims got to America. They found a good place to live. They called it Plymouth. The Pilgrims were anxious to get off the ship.
I will pick the shore first.
And make sure it stays. The Pilgrims left on the ship prayed that the men would return safely.
Dear God, please help our men be safe. Please let the Indians be friendly. Amen. The land is good for planting. You didn't see any Indians? There were 2 rivers. Think about our homes here.
All the Pilgrims got off the ship. The Pilgrims had to cut down trees to build homes. They had to live on the Mayflower for a long time while they were making their homes. They would work all day and then come back to the Mayflower at night. The Pilgrims were very tired, weak, and hungry. Many of the Pilgrims died. The Pilgrims had seen some Indians in the woods and they were afraid. There were only 71 Pilgrims left. One morning in March, the Pilgrims were terrified. Out of the woods stepped an Indian. The Pilgrims were very surprised to find an Indian that wanted to be friends. They were also surprised that the Indian spoke English. Chief Massasoit came to talk with the Pilgrims. The Pilgrims were very happy to find friends in this new land. It was hard for the Pilgrims to believe that the Indians wanted to be their friends. Whenever an Indian saw a Pilgrim, they'd put down their bow and arrow. Squanto even came to live with the Pilgrims. The Pilgrims showed their thanks to God.
Dear God, thank you for sending us friendly Indians. Amen.
The Pilgrims needed a new leader because Governor John Carver died. They elected Governor William Bradford as their new leader. Governor Bradford went to Chief Massasoit to ask if they could trade. and great friends. The Indians helped the Pilgrims a great deal. The Pilgrims survived the long cold winter with the help of their Indian friends. The houses were built, the crops had done well, and they had plenty of food. The Pilgrims were very thankful for all they had. They decided they would ask the Indians if they would like to celebrate with them to thank God for all they had.
Will you like to have peace with us?
Yes, they bring the food.
The Pilgrims and Indians went out and hunted for food for their feast. They gathered the corn. They had a wonderful feast. The Pilgrims and Indians played games, had races, sang and danced. The celebration lasted 3 days. They still remembered to thank God. Thus, the Pilgrims began a custom of Thanksgiving that still lives on today. Every November, we celebrate this day to thank God for all the good things we have. In our class, we'd like to go to the table and say what we're thankful for. Garrett?
I'm thankful for all the parents.
Allie?
I'm thankful for my friends and family. I'm thankful for the holidays. I'm thankful for my mom and dad. I'm thankful for my cousins, my mom, my dad, and all my whole cousins, my brother and sister.
Cody?